Namaste. Hi. Satnam. Welcome. Welcome to Move Yoga Life. I am really excited to finally be able to put something together where hopefully you at home will be able to experience a little bit of the magic that we have in the studio. I have spent the last several months now trying to record these wonderful magical classes that we do every month. We do a class, a workshop for the new moon and the full moon. Why? Because we realize that when we become aware of the energy around us, of our environment, then we realize that we are far more capable to accomplish so much more. And that when we come together on the new moon and we set the intention of manifesting, of goal setting, and really knowing what we're trying to work with and work on that month so that we can make our goals, our dreams, our wishes come true, when we do that, transformation happens, change happens, healing happens, synchronicities happen, and you finally get the life that you truly want. And you honestly, you don't have to take my word for it because I have my own personal testimony, but you're more than welcome to go to the Move Yoga Life Tribe Facebook group, where there are about 300 students on there. And there's a good portion of them that were students that have started these classes about 3 years ago when I first put these classes together. And they have incredible testimonies of what happens when they become tuned in with the energy around them, tuned in with the energies within them, and then they balance the two. They connect the two. And that's my goal. That's my goal tonight. That's my goal with every single one of these classes, the new moon and the full moon, is to help you to tune into yourself, your higher self, and realize that your life, although it may be challenging, although it can become very stressful, anxious, sometimes depressing, my goal is to hopefully come to a place where we can realize that there's so much more opportunity. There's so much more light to be able to receive and to be able to give. And so with that said, let's get to know what the forecast, what are we going to be dealing with here from tomorrow, or you might be watching actually this today, from August 8th and to the next 4 weeks. What do you need to work on? And what things are you going to become aware of so that you can accomplish your goals ultimately? And today, we plant those seeds. And so let's get started. All right. So before we do, let's do this. Hopefully you got an email from me, and in that email, you were able to receive. And if I didn't send you an email, if this is going to become hopefully a YouTube video, I will go ahead and attach the PDF documents down below, which will probably be easier for me to do. So maybe I'll try that if you don't get an email from me. You'll get this link and you'll also get the documents down below. And so those documents will be, 1, the 6 ways to connect. And I believe actually the 6 ways to connect will be on the same PDF as the yin yoga postures that I give you that we will be doing tonight. So not only will we go over the 6 ways to connect, but you'll be able to keep the actual postures and the affirmations that we do tonight for you to be able to continue to do throughout the next 4 weeks. So what we start today, whatever time it is that you're watching, what we start right now is going to continue. It's going to continue. And I hope that as you breathe through the postures, after we really become aware of the 6 ways to connect to this new moon, as you breathe through these postures, you'll recognize which ones really speak to you, which ones really serve you, which ones even challenge you. And those will be the postures that hopefully you will continue to do, along with the actual video where you can do the entire class as many times as you want, which is pretty awesome. And so let's begin. You'll have these 2 sheets. And then one of the most important ones will be the new moon wishing. So I started mine. So I started my wishing here, but we will be also going over the new moon wishing. So have those 3 sheets ready. Have a pen by your side. And then when we get to the actual yoga portion, make sure you have your mat. And this is a yin yoga. So this is a very gentle yoga. And it will be a meditative yoga. So towards the end, when we get into Shavasana, maybe have a blanket close by. And for you to be able to cover up, because it does get a little chilly as we tend to relax and cool down. And unfortunately, we could not figure out the sound for the bowls. The bowls are a big part of the Move Yoga Life classes. This actual sound healing of it all, it is what combines it all together. And unfortunately, the quality of the sound and the mics that we got just does not relate that. And so at the end of this wonderful, amazing class, we will still have an incredible Shavasana, I promise. And hopefully when we get a chance to finally get the right mic, the right setup, we'll be able to translate this amazing sound healing to you. We'll get there. It's part of my manifestations, for sure. All right, so let's begin. Let's begin by first lying down. So come into a comfortable space. Hopefully you're watching this in a place where you feel comfortable, secure, safe, an uninterrupted spot, so that when you get into these meditative spaces, you won't be rocked out of them. So come lying down. Come lying down as I guide you in a little meditation to set an intention and an understanding of what this Leo new moon is going to be all about. So as you come lying down flat on your mat, get any last little wiggles, little movements. Tuck under your tailbone so that the lower back is planted firmly onto the mat. Let the feet flop towards the side edges of the mat. The palms come down beside you, either facing up to receive or down to ground. The chin is slightly tucked towards the chest so that the back of the neck is also grounded. The eyes are closed. Closing the eyes and allowing yourself to roll the eyeballs up to focus in the space between the brows. Focus the space in between the brows, and as you breathe into that space, recognizing that you are breathing into your intuitive space, your inner wisdom, your third eye. And we want to open up that space as we continue to open the rest of our energy systems within the body, within the mind, and hopefully within the spirit. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take another deep breath in. And another deep breath out. As you lie down, relax. Relax into the space, into your body. Prepare yourself to tune in to tonight's fiery, Lioness, Solar Plexus Chakra, Leo New Moon. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. With each breath, become aware of this season's new moon. This season's new moon energy. For the next 4 weeks, this new moon will be cycling in from August 8th to September 2nd, 2021. We will shift into energy of willpower, fierceness, and independence, activating our inner fire. Activating our inner fire. Every month, the new moon is the most influential time to set our intentions and make our wishes. The new moon heralds the start of goal setting. It is a time to plant new seeds and begin to make powerful changes within our lives. It's all about letting the universe know what we truly want. Just getting clarity on this is a miracle maker. So let's make miracles happen. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. With every breath, continue to tap into the energy around you. Seeing your wishes come true. We do this the best way we know how, by first becoming aware of this month's new moon forecast. Breathe in. Breathe out. On Sunday, August 8th, the Leo new moon will be bringing out our inner fire with the help of the fiery lion within us, activating our gut, navel point, confidence, willpower, the solar plex. This Leo new moon is here to bring out the independent thinkers, the strong personalities, and the humble heart, stirring up feelings of bravery and a new sense of direction, giving us the strength and the initiative to chase our desires and get what we deserve, cultivating our courage and leadership. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Visualize and feel what it means to have the heart of a lion, the power to transform within the fire. The Leo new moon shows us the importance of I am, you as an individual. We move ahead with purpose, determination, and ambition. We gain courage, confidence, and an unbeatable spirit. Last season sparked our passions, desires, the taste and zest for life, helping us understand our emotions. This month is the fuel we now need to move forward with a clear point of action. We can be fearless now because we see fear as nothing but a challenge that makes us stronger. Our courage and fortitude will bring us in touch with our lioness fiery power. It's time to light ourselves up. It's time to light ourselves up. So let's embrace this energy. Empower our practice and transform our lives. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Gently, slowly, lovingly, begin to bring some movement as you take in my words and let the seeds of this new moon's awareness plant into your mind, into your body, and into your spirit. Take whatever serves you and let go of whatever doesn't. With each breath, bring some movement to the fingers, bring some movement to the toes, stretching the arms up above you and pointing the toes further down below you. Big breath in guides the knees into the chest, rocking up and down the spine, and then bringing yourself back up to seated. Now, as you come up to seated, find a comfortable seat, because now is going to be the fun part, where we really dive deep and we start with the 6 ways to connect. So grab that sheet. I know a lot was said with that meditation, And my goal is to just allow you to just open up your awareness, to just tune in to my words and just listen. I know a lot can come up and maybe you missed some things, but that's okay. That's okay. Somewhere in there, the seed was planted, the seed of understanding. And what we're going to do is then just go in detail with the 6 ways to connect to really understand what it was that I was talking about. Now, every month when we do this class, I usually do only 5 ways to connect. But as I was putting this together, realizing that this is going to be a very intense, heated, fiery month. The Leo is a fire sign, and with that comes a lot of fire. And so it was important that I added that 6th one. And it's important that we really take the time to go over these things. Now, in my class, especially last night, we had an incredible class. I taught this class live, in person, with no monitors or computers or anything like that. And it was amazing to just be able to tune in and be present with the students, the 20 some odd students that came to class last night over at Group Fit in Gilbert, Arizona. Great space. Linda, love you, the owner there. Thank you for allowing us to be there every month for the new moon and the full moon. And what we did is I explained that this sheet is a sheet that you will keep for the next 4 weeks. Okay? Please put it somewhere. Put it either at your desk or on your mirror. The whole point of this sheet that we're about to go over is that as we move through the next 4 weeks and as challenges start to arrive, if you haven't already felt it, this intense energy of just go, 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 go. At some point, what will happen is you're going to burn yourself out. If you don't allow yourself to check in, tune in, and see if you need to continually make sure you're doing these 6 ways to connect. Because the idea is this. The idea is this, that as long as you live here on planet Earth, shit's going to be crazy, right? Life is a crazy roller coaster ride. There's the ups and there's the downs. And as much as we want to make sure that we live these beautiful, happy lives, which we will, and we do, we also realize that as long as we're here on planet Earth, it will come with challenges. And if we can recognize these challenges when they're coming or when they're here, and we use them to our benefits, then the down parts of the roller coaster ride won't be as tough. And you'll be able to actually bounce back up much faster. And each time, you're riding that wave and you're able to come to a place of balance. A lot more than falling off and finding yourself completely out of balance, completely depressed, overly stressed, overly worried. You know what it feels like when you're not in flow, when things just don't feel right. And my hope is this. My hope is that when you feel like that, you grab the damn sheet. Grab it. Read it. Go through it. And on that day, check off what works and what doesn't. And ask yourself, have I done this? Have I done this? Have I done this? And if you haven't, do it. Do it right then and there. And see what happens. Because the goal is that when you finally get yourself back in flow, then the energy here is balanced, and then it can balance with the energy around here. And I'm going to explain that even more as we go over this so that it makes much more sense. So let's go over it. Let's start with number 1. Number 1. I like this when we're in my class. I can have my students read for me so that way I don't have to use my throat chakra as much. But that's okay. I will be happy to read to you. So follow along. So number 1, strengthen gut. Super key. Solar plex, belly, navel point. Your gut is super, super important for these next 4 weeks, especially. So trust my gut. Gut wrenching. Butterflies in my stomach. gut feeling. So much of our responses, reactions, decision making, and feelings start from our gut. The mind gut connection is more than a collection of phrases, though. The microbes that live in your gut actually influence your feelings and behaviors. When the gut ecosystem is out of balance, it can cause brain fog, depression, and even dementia. Consider watching what you eat this month and stick to nutritional foods. Fasting will also be a great way to give your gut a break. Remember, you are what you eat, and a healthy gut equals a healthy mind, body, and spirit. So number 1, strengthen your gut. It'll be really important for you to watch what you eat. If you find yourself eating a lot of carbs or a lot of sugar, then that's a good sign that your gut is not in a healthy balance. You have a very overactive solar plex. And so we want to cool that space down. Bring cooling foods, healthy foods to really strengthen that gut. Especially because if your gut is connected to your mind, to your immune system, then especially these next 4 weeks, you want that top notch, because there's going to be big things that are going to be happening this month, and you're going to need to have a clear head and a strong gut and a strong immune system. Cool? Can we do that? Yeah? All right, let's move on. Number 2, be analytical. Think critical. So now that your gut is balanced and your head is cleared, it's time to make some important decisions and ask some important questions. How do you make choices in life? Do you react from emotion or do you think things through? Do you consider your needs before everyone else? And once you make a choice, are you confident in your decisions or easily swayed? This Leo new moon is here to push us to be more analytical, think critical, be independent, and strengthen our confidence in the choices we make. Before making any decisions, pause, think things through. Take time to analyze all options, consider different alternatives, and evaluate which would be best for you. Best for you. Once you've taken the time to gather all your thoughts, meditate on it and let your intuition be your guide. You will have a gut feeling and a clear knowing on what is right for you. Again, what is right for you. I cannot stress how important thinking critical, being more analytical this month will be for you, for all of us. There will be some major decisions and choices to be made. And for us to be able to do that, our gut needs to be right. And we need to take time to really ask some important questions and gather as many answers as you possibly can. What's interesting is that fire sign comes with a sense of skepticism, very logical thinkers. And although your emotions are extremely important when considering any decision, it is not the place that you actually make the decision and go into action. It's important to take your emotions, feel what they are, allow that to be a part of your decision making, but still come to a place where you really look at the big picture and consider all options, even options that you wouldn't normally consider. That's where skepticism comes and being analytical. But I am offering a challenge for you to take a moment before doing anything to gather all that information and meditate. Meditate on it. Allow yourself to just sit with everything that you have found and really truly let yourself, your intuition guide you. I promise you, you will feel that gut feeling. You will have that inner knowing that when you come out of that meditation, It'll be crystal clear on exactly what you need to do, and you will be confident on that decision, and you will not be swayed. Give it a try. Give it a try, especially within these next 4 weeks. All right, let's move on. And moving into confidence. All right, so be confident and fierce. Light that fire. Light that fire. It's getting hot in her. I said her, not here, it's her. All right. Now that you understand your emotions, passions, and desires, Leo is here to fire up that confidence. How can you add fuel to your furnace of confidence? Get to know yourself and love yourself. Ask yourself, what do I base my identity on? Does my identity depend on my tribe's beliefs? Is it based on my earthly roles and titles, or on the material things I own? The next several weeks will be all about acting from your personal power, inner fire, your interest, goals, so that anytime we are feeling a little less than lit, we can make a constant choice to light that fire. To light that fire. Hint, I am affirmations and I am exercises are highly recommended. And in my class last night, I asked if anyone had ever done an I am exercise or knew what that was. And one young lady, it was her first time in the classroom, and it was divine because she had some of the best things to share and say. And she was meant to be in that class last night. She actually shared that there's an app. I believe she said it's called the Manifestation app, which, hey, that's what we're doing here is manifesting. Ultimately, that's why we're here. That's why we're doing all this, is to be able to manifest, right? The new moon is the time to manifest. And apparently on this manifestation app, she said that it gives you I am statements throughout the day. And so as she's going throughout the day and she is having a moment or a time, like it seems to just pop up in the right time, and it gives her an I am statement. And that is the I am statement that she uses throughout that day. I think that's how it works. If you use it, awesome. You're ahead of the game. That's a great exercise for you, or an app, a tool for you to continue using these I am statements. I was a little bit more old school, using a pen and paper to do your I am statements, where you legit just take a paper and a pencil and you start with I am. And you start to write who you are. And what's interesting is typically the easiest thing is to just go towards your roles, your titles. I am a mom. I am a wife. I'm a father. I'm these things, right? These earthly roles, these titles that we've given ourselves. And the goal is to continue to go to where you start to go even further down, these identities. And you get to this space of emotions, your sacral chakra, the feelings of I am happy, I am joy, I am peace. And as you continue to work through those emotions, I am sad, I'm frustrated. Whatever it is, it doesn't always have to be positive. We try to get real here as best as we can, because if we can't be real with ourselves, then we sure as hell ain't going to be real with anybody else. And so you work yourself until you get to the root of you. The root of you. And at the root, if you go deep enough, you'll get to a place where you are just I. You are just I am. You're just a being. And if you can get to that space and use that as your power as you work through the layers, it'll be huge. It'll be huge because you'll really truly be able to get to know who you are. And when you do that, you'll be able to really truly be confident in who you really are. And so work on those I am statements and find some I am affirmations. I already have some for you, hint, hint, on the yoga sheet, because with every posture, I give you an affirmation. So use these. Use these or find your own. The affirmations and the postures that we're going to do tonight is linked with the solar plex chakra. So it's all about the solar plex chakra, and every posture is all about lighting up your fire and detoxing the gut. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So use this, all right? Let's continue. Number 4, have courage. Have courage and challenge yourself. And holy shit, I definitely challenge myself with this whole tech stuff. Trying to get this whole thing set up, it has been a challenge for sure. So I can check that off. But for the rest of us, let's continue. Leo is known as the lion. Leo is known as the lion. The lion is a symbol of unbeatable courage. The lion gives you a unique personal power and endurance to push through life. Be brave and face your fears. Face your fears. For real. Face your fears. This month is a great opportunity to just do it. Be a leader. Commit to what you have been avoiding. Overcome hurdles. Do things that challenge you and get out of your comfort zone. No more lioning like that. I chuckled in class when we said that. Around. It's time to find your inner strength and put things into action. I mean, I feel like that speaks volumes. This is the time to use that lioness energy, to have that courage. To have that courage to finally challenge yourself, to do things that you normally wouldn't necessarily do or you've been scared to do. In the meditation, there's a part where I said that we can be fearless now because we see fear as nothing but a challenge that makes us stronger. So think about that lion. Think about that lion energy and the fierceness that the lion has. You have that. So channel that energy in. Channel that energy in tonight as you do the postures. Bring that intention as you move through the next 4 weeks. And know that the universe, the energy around you has your back. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of it now that you are aware of it. And once you become aware of it, only you yourself can now be accountable of it. You have nobody else to blame. So let's do it. Let's be confident. Let's have the courage to accomplish whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. Let's move on. Number 5. Use your energy wisely. Speaking of action, this Leo new moon season will be all about taking action. Leo is connected to the solar Plexus Chakra. Our solar Plexus Chakra is where we get our drive, ambition, and spark of energy. This month, you'll have all the energy and more to accomplish all your goals. But be careful and do not, I wrote this in bold for a reason, do not burn yourself out. Slow down. Make sure to take time to pause, meditate, and recharge. Be mindful where you put your energy and recognize where you may be giving too much or not enough. Everybody, slow down. Just like you do when you're driving. As the light changes from green, it first goes to yellow before you come to a complete halt. Use your yellow light. Although this is very action-driven month, it's important though that we continue to slow down. Because with action comes with a lot of reaction. And if you continue to live a life where you're just reacting, eventually you're going to have to look back and then say, sorry, or you're going to crash. We don't want that to happen. We don't need that to happen. So this month, slow down. If you notice yourself starting to get overstressed, if you notice yourself you're working towards burning yourself out, right then and there, go meditate. Say no. Be strong. Protect yourself. Protect your energy and allow yourself to recharge, reset, Do this yin yoga class that we're about to do. Take one of these postures that we're about to do and do it for 3 minutes and breathe into that space. The music that we'll play, I'll also share it on our Move Yoga Life tribe group on Facebook. So all this, if you go to Facebook and you look for Move Yoga Life tribe, I put a lot of the content and a lot of this information on there because I can't really do that on Instagram and I can't really do that on YouTube. And the group is just the best place. There's about, I think, 300 students on there. And that's where you can find the sheets. That's where you can find the music. That's where you can find updates on the class. And that's where you can also post questions and share your guys' experiences on that. So go on there, get the music, create your space, your sacred space. My hope is that I give you as many tools, as many things as you can possibly have to put into your toolkit of survival, of mental, spiritual, physical survival. And so that when you start to notice that, oh, I'm out of balance or I'm burning myself out, you know what to do, you know what to grab. And so I hope that you have more than enough here to be able to feel that, okay, my energy is weak. My energy is running low. I'm giving too much here at work. Becoming a workaholic, if you're too involved in work, that is an overactive solar plex. You need to bring it back. Where are you putting your energy? Are you putting it in too much at work? Are you putting it in too much at watching the news or too much at social media? If you are throwing your energy there and then you're coming at the end of the day and saying like, oh, I'm so tired. I have no energy. And then you wake up in the morning with the same energy of just exhaustion, then you're not using your energy wisely because this month you have more than enough energy. More than enough energy to accomplish everything and more. And so ask yourself, where am I putting my energy? Could I be, instead of running out the door right now, could I be spending time with my kids instead? Could I be relaxing with my partner instead? Could I be taking care of myself and doing something for me instead? Could I be meal prepping? You get what I'm saying. So, use your energy wisely. It will be so important for your survival this next several weeks. I need a new little, okay, cool. Let's move on. But let's move on to number 6. Number 6, ego check. This was so important that I had to add it, as much as I wanted to stick to our 5 ways, because I think 5 is more than enough. Plus it fits beautifully on this page for you to be able to tack on a board and keep close by. But I needed to add it. And let's read why. Let go of control, aka stop letting your ego control you. If you find yourself overly stressed, needing to control everyone, manipulating everything, and constantly angry, your ego has taken full control. And it's time to cool down. All this fire and confidence is great, but if we don't keep our ego in check with a little bit of humility and gratitude, we can run the risk of becoming an arrogant ass. Have a heart of a lion. Realize you have a choice, the power to burn bridges or mend them. Take responsibility and choose where you want to use your power. Also, it's okay to admit when you're wrong. Talk about instant humility. Instant humility. Your ego can be very judgy. It can come off very arrogant and selfish. And it's okay to be selfish. We've been taught that it's not good to be selfish, especially mothers. We find ourselves that we're good moms when we give all of ourselves to our children, our parents in general. And that's not necessarily true, right? That's not necessarily true, because just like on the airplane, in order to survive, you put on the yellow, the yellow mask on yourself, and then you put it on your child. And we got to remember that. We got to remember that. But we also have to be careful to have a balance and check ourselves when we are becoming too selfish, too much into ourselves, where we become so egotistical, so judgmental that we have no wrongdoing, little narcissistic, okay? When we really come into our solar plex chakra and we start to build all this confidence, we can go that direction. So check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, all right? Especially this month, because if you use this energy wisely, instead of becoming an arrogant asshole, you can be a beautiful, big-hearted lion that knows how to use their energy wisely and for good. So humble yourself. If you're in an argument and you realize that you may actually be wrong, admit to that. Admit to that. Because when you do that, you come to a place of your heart. You cool down a little bit of that ego, and that cool down brings you into your heart. And with humility, you come to a place of forgiveness, a place of love, a place of compassion. And in that space, when you're in that space, you send out a beautiful wave out into the universe. And when you do that, now you are in sync. Now you're in sync and you're ready to receive. Because the energy that you put out, the things that you're about to write down and manifest on your list, this is why it's so important. Because let's say, here you are, manifesting all these incredible, wonderful things for your life, which you do deserve. You deserve to be healed. You deserve to be happy, successful, whatever the dreams are that you are working towards. You deserve it, and you will get it, especially if you do this. I promise. I promise. And so if you come to this place of your heart and you realize that the energy that's out there is working towards challenging you, building up your confidence, conjuring up the courage for you to face your fears. And you come to this place of gratitude and you send out now this beautiful wave out into the universe for you to sync up with and then be able to bring in. If you're a clusterfuck and you're everywhere and you're not grounded or you're not tuned into what you're working with in here, and you're trying your damn hardest to make things happen, and for some reason it never does, it's because you're not balanced here. You're definitely not open. Most likely you're blocked. And so anything that's out here that's trying to get to you can't even come in, even though it's right in front of your face, even though it's right here. But when you tune in and you become aware of what's going on in here, and you start to balance those things, and you start to work from within, then you're balanced, you're open, and then you're ready to receive. And I said this in class last night. Be ready. Be ready, because as you do this work and you really set a clear intention and you really pay attention to what it is that's happening in here, and you become familiar with yourself more and more through these meditations and these yogas, that as you start to balance and release and detox and remove those blocks, the things that you manifest come in quick, come in fast. This stuff isn't supposed to be hard. And if it's been hard for you, it's because you've been working harder, not smarter. And so stop it. Stop it. Because if you can at least allow yourself to just tweak a little thing here, a little thing there, maybe open yourself up to something that you wouldn't normally do. Do these 6 ways to connect. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. All of a sudden, these crazy opportunities and synchronicities start to just come up right in front of you. Things just start to evolve and become so easy that it's almost like this is too good to be true. I've had students share even last night about how they were so scared to leave their jobs and start their own businesses, how the hell they were going to be able to get people to come into their doors. And last night she shared that she actually now is actually turning people away because she is not able to have enough time to be able to take care of all these people. I mean, we have stories of people that were trying to move, and for whatever reason, they just were too scared. And when they finally surrendered, wrote on the sheet, understood what they needed to work on, randomly, she met this woman that she never met before. She told her what she needed to hear. The next day was able to get a message from somebody else, and boom, she got her home. And she said it was so crazy. She doesn't know who the lady was. She doesn't know why she said what she said, but it was exactly what she needed to hear. And from there on out, it opened up the opportunity right away. I mean, the stories are just endless, and just within my own life. And as being a teacher, I am also always a student. And so the things that I teach here, I teach them because they've worked for me. They've worked for me. The fact that I am sitting in my beautiful home that I had been manifesting for about a year. And that might sound really long to some of you, but it's pretty quick when I finally set that intention. The fact that I am sitting here with a husband that I absolutely adore and I love with all my heart, when we were struggling, especially during COVID. We went through a really rough patch. And it was scary. But we worked through it. I realized the things that I needed to work on, the things that we needed to work on. And I wrote on my manifestation the relationships that I wanted to have. And I set that intention. And I continued to pay attention. It's one thing to set an intention and then just let that go. But it's about setting the intention and continuing to pay attention to it. The fact that I'm sitting here after suffering from an eating disorder for many, 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 many years, as well as body dysmorphia and a bit of alcohol issues. The alcohol wasn't as big of an issue. It was really the eating disorder. It became an issue because I never had anything in my stomach and I would drink excessively. The idea of ever being in a space, in a part of my life where I would not eat, purge, and throw up every meal, even a smoothie. I never imagined I would ever not live a life. I thought that will be the way that I will die and leave this earth. And it was until I finally found yoga. I found yoga, specifically Kundalini yoga, the yoga of awareness. And it is the foundation of where I teach from. And I'm sorry, but I feel like I have to say this because had it not been for Kundalini yoga and specifically the teacher, Guru Jagat, who unfortunately at a very early age of her early 40s just passed away here, I believe, this week. And unfortunately, this week has been so crazy that I actually haven't really had a chance to just acknowledge the fact that this beautiful spirit, this beautiful soul, the woman that helped change my life, her classes saved me. Before yoga, I didn't want to be in my body. I didn't want to be here. And to be able to come to a place where I had a sacred space to go deep, to get raw and vulnerable and see the demons and face the demons and have tools to face the demons. No therapy session was ever able to do that for me. I would leave those spaces just completely lost with nothing. And yoga was my tool. the breath work, the affirmations, the intentions, the awareness of it all. It is ultimately what sparked the action within me to survive, to realize that I had more to live for, that I had more within me to give, and I was going to fight for it. And so, Guru Jagat, I'm so sorry that you had to go so soon. But you changed millions and millions of lives, more than you probably knew. And now, you know. But thank you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for saving me. And I hope that I'm able to do that for many, many others as well in return. This life, it's really not that long. And we have choices. There's not a lot that we can control, but we have choices. And when we recognize that we can choose to make our lives completely different by just little baby steps of just awareness and shifting some habits. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming overnight thing. And I'm hoping that these tools, what we're doing tonight, what we've been doing, helps you do that, helps you get there. So yeah. So thank you for letting me say that. I hope you're still here with me, and that we are now ready to get to the most important part of these classes, and that is your new moon wishing. So grab the sheet and let's go over that. Let's go over that together. Wishing must come from the heart. Feel the wish as if it's already happened. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feel it in your body, in your bones, with all of your being. Feel the elation. During the new moon, there is no moon in the sky. It is completely dark. Completely dark. And so rather than stumbling around trying to find your way, it is an opportunity to sit with yourself. To sit with yourself and go deep and ask yourself what it is that you want. And it's also the best time to plant some seeds. To plant some seeds for you to decide what are the things that you want to see sprout as you move through the next 4 weeks. And so we do that tonight. What are the things that you want to plant? What intentions, what goals, what things do you want to manifest and see? Dreams come true kind of stuff. You start that tonight. And we do it with this little sheet. So we start with number 1. And that's writing your wishes down, writing your dreams, and writing your goals down. And for some of you, believe it or not, have never really goal set. You don't really dream. You don't really manifest. And that's okay. That's okay. The best thing to do is if you are in that space because you've never really thought what you truly deserve and what you want in your life, then there's 5 little points here. You can take the 6 ways to connect and add them on there. All right? So maybe for you, your goal is to be a little bit more courageous, to have a little bit more confident, to focus on your gut. Start there. Just start there. And the thing is that you don't have to just write 5. You can write 6, 7. You can use this as your foundation and then get a journal, use a journal to make your new moon wishing. You don't have to just stop at 5, is what I'm trying to say. And if you don't have 5, that's okay too. Maybe you just have one goal that you'd like to focus on. This is not supposed to be stressful or overwhelming. And if it becomes stressful or overwhelming, then don't do that particular thing. Don't work on that goal. Don't add 5, just add 1 or 2. Okay? Baby steps. Baby steps is key. So write down your goal. So some of my goals is that I want to have at least 6 one-on-ones a week, minimum. What I've started this last 2 months, has it been 2 months now? After these yoga classes, after what you're about to experience here, a lot comes up. You're going to recognize this is way more than just yoga. This is going to become a way of life. That's what Move Yoga Life is. And when you become more and more aware of yourself and you do these practices, becoming more familiar with yourself, because that's really what meditation is, a lot comes up. And what I found is that at the end of class, a lot of students would actually come up and want to talk about all the things that they felt, all the things that they saw. Some students saw colors. Some people saw their dead relatives. I mean, some of the things that I have experienced are even crazier things that I would have ever imagined. Crazier things that I've ever imagined. Okay? I'll just leave it at that. Miraculous things, actually. I'll leave it at that. And to just have people leave after class and not have that opportunity to share or discuss or ask me the questions, it just felt like robbery. I felt like I was cutting everyone short. And so I've created one-on-one sessions. And with these one-on-one sessions, it gives the student after class an opportunity to just chat with me. We've been doing them via FaceTime, and we go over what they experienced in class. I find out specifically what chakras they're working on based on their sun sign and their moon sign. And from there, we can figure out what needs balancing. And from there, we decide if this is going to be a session where we do a little bit of yoga, or maybe we do a deep breathing meditation, or maybe it's really just going over how we can balance all those chakras. It all just depends. And we spend that time really figuring out what we need to work on, and what tools can we continue to add into our toolkit so that we can accomplish these goals. So my hope is that I will have about 6 one-on-ones a week. 6 one-on-ones a week to be able to spend that time with you. And they're typically an hour session, but the first ones usually go up to about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And as of right now, they're 77 an hour. 77 an hour. And I will be able to gather a ton of material to send you, and hopefully for you to have for the rest of your life to be able to use and to continue to keep you in balance, because these tools are specifically tools for you, for what the energy systems that are within you, that you're working with, that you were born with. And my students that have already done these one-on-ones, please go to the Move Yoga Life page on Facebook. I'm going to get a Yelp and a Google here soon. I got a lot of the other stuff I need to do. But please go on there and put your testimonies, share, let people know what's going on. It's one thing to come from me, but it's so much bigger to come from you. So please go on there and share and let people know what's going on over here in Gilbert, Arizona with Move Yoga Life. So that's one of my goals. And what I just did was actually a part of the exercise that we do in the yoga class. All right. So when we fill this out, once we're done in class, what we do is we partner up with another classmate. Normally, I try and put you with a stranger, because then it kind of brings you to a place where there's no fear. It's kind of like when you go to your therapist. You feel that that person's not going to judge you as much because they don't really know you. So whatever you say might not sound as crazy as it would if you're talking to your best friend. And so we partner up and we share. We express what's on this page. We express what came up on the 6 ways to connect that you felt that you really wanted to focus on. Why? Why do we share? Because that's when you put it out into the universe. You put it out into the world. You've now told someone else, and now they're holding you accountable. And it gives you also an opportunity to really hear your voice. Hear yourself say that I am going to accomplish these things. that I've already accomplished these things. And that gives you power. That allows you to light that fire up and be able to use that as your drive. So share these things. Find someone that you trust or share it to a stranger, because it's really important that you don't keep this stuff here and that you put it out there so that people around you can hear what you're working on and then want to help you. So write down your goals. And after you write down your goals, my vision. Write down your vision. Now, guys, this is super important, and there is definitely not enough room to do this. So if you are, let's say, working towards a new home, on your vision, write every detail of what it is that you want in this new home, what you want it to look like, but most important, what you want it to feel like. The feelings are huge. The feelings are huge. I need to add that it's not just about the vision, but it's about the feeling. The feeling is, the emotions is what's going to make that a reality. Your body is going to actually feel as if it's already happening as you're writing those things down, and the feelings of this particular room that you want, because you want to hear your kids laughing as they play in their playroom. This particular room that you want it to be cozy and comfortable as you imagine the feeling of joy of being able to watch films with your family, having your family over for Thanksgiving and these festivities, because you're going to fill this house with love and light. Do you get where I'm going with this? Continue to write honestly until you start to feel some type of emotion, whether it's tears, whether it's joy, whether it's just pure excitement. This is going to be huge. This is going to be huge because this is what's going to spark the energy, the flow, to get this energy moving outside of you. So your vision. And from there, you'll create your affirmation. Your affirmation is not going to just be, I love my dream home. I love my dream home. You can have that, but your affirmation needs to be more than that. Your affirmation needs to rock you. Your affirmation needs to move you. Why? Because this affirmation is going to be what anchors you back into your focus, anchors you back to what you're focusing on. So when you write your affirmation down, it needs to be so powerful that it feels like you already are in your dream home. It's not something that you're reaching for, but that you're in it. So it needs to have a little bit more detail, a little bit more oomph, a little bit more spark. All right. So when you say this affirmation, I am so thankful of my beautiful home. I am so thankful of the beautiful space that I am in. Thank you so much for this gorgeous, beautiful, loving home. Do you see where I'm adding more a thank you, a gratitude, an I? We need to write this as if, again, it's already real. It's already real. And what that does is it tricks the body, it tricks the mind, and it gets that energy already flowing within you and not feeling like it's something that's not achievable. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, message me. Message me at Move Yoga Life on Instagram or on Facebook, and ask whatever questions you might have after this video, because that's going to be super important. Your affirmation, your I statement needs to come from a place of gratitude, a place as if it's already been accomplished. If you're working towards getting pregnant, your affirmation is more of the space of, I am such an amazing mother. I am so thankful for this beautiful child that I am carrying. I am so thankful for being blessed to be able to have this opportunity to be mother. Feel it. Let that be your anchor so that when you're walking through these next 4 weeks and doubt comes in, challenges come in, and you start to feel that none of these goals are achievable, go to your affirmation. Say your affirmation and continue to say it until you get yourself out of that negative headspace and back on point. Cool? Cool. All right. And then your intention. What's your intention? Your commitment. This month is all about action. And every month when we do this new moon wishing, you got to take action. It's one thing to just sit here and wish for a relationship or wish for these opportunities to come and then expect them to just magically appear. It doesn't work like that. Sorry. You got to put in some work. You got to put in some effort, and you got to make some changes. So what are your commitments? What are your intentions? If your goal is to have a particular look, if your goal is to feel a particular way, let's say have a six pack, then what are you going to do this month? What are you going to do this month? So maybe your intention will be that here this week, you will finally go to the gym and you'll get that gym membership and you'll commit to at least working out 3 days a week. And it's important when you write down your intention that you actually write down a specific date. Okay? Hold yourself accountable. Because if you make it so open-ended, then it leaves opportunity to continue to put it off on the wayside and not work on it. So set an intention, create a commitment, and write a specific date. If you're working towards a new job, then your goal maybe this week is to go ahead and redo your resume. Your intention will be to redo your resume and really start to write down what type of job it is that you're looking for. So put this stuff into action. The action is what's going to drive more of that energy towards you, especially this month. All right, that was a lot, right? That was a lot. But now we meditate. Once we've written all these things down, we put our pen down, our paper down, and we meditate. And we're about to do that. We meditate and release our dreams out into the universe. Trust and have faith that all of your wishes will come true. Trust and have faith that all of your wishes will come true. And so as we go into the yoga part of this class, really it's just what this is, what yin yoga and what we've created here with Move Yoga Life is that the postures that we go into, the breath and the affirmations is really a guided meditation for you to be able to go deep. Go deep and visualize. Repeat these affirmations that you've created. Really focus on what is blocking you from achieving these goals. A lot's going to come up when you take time to be still with yourself. Get uncomfortable by being just with you. A lot comes up. And so it's becoming aware of those things, planting those seeds, setting those intentions, asking these questions, and then just letting yourself be. The answers to your questions are within. They're within. And if you really allow yourself to be still enough, to be quiet enough, you'll be able to hear it. It's the fact that we continue to go. We've lost that muscle and weakened that muscle of knowing how to focus, to be still, to listen. We've lost that. And so we exercise those muscles. We exercise the muscles of the mind, the muscles of focusing, the muscle of not reacting. We go there and we don't use the physical muscles. We go deep into the tissues, deep into the ligaments. That's what this yin yoga class is all about. And so I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready to light that fire, to really activate your solar plex with these postures, to focus on your gut as we move through these postures. Whenever we're doing postures in yoga that are activating your gut and there's any type of twisting, then we're really detoxing. So be mindful of what's coming up. Be mindful of what you're going to be cleansing yourself from. All right. Well, if you have any questions, like I said, please message me. But if you're ready, let's go ahead and let's move on. Let's get to our yoga. Okay, yogis, before we begin the actual yin yoga class, I have decided to teach something from my roots, bring a little bit of a Kundalini energy into this class. And you don't have to know what that means. And if you do know what that means, then great. My students that used to come to my Kundalini classes, it's a class that I used to teach quite a bit. And since COVID, I stopped. But I am bringing it back. I wrote it down on my manifestation sheet. We are bringing back Kundalini Yoga, the yoga of awareness. And I am going to start doing that by bringing in a meditation that will activate our solar plex. Now, I've noticed within my own practice that going right into what we're about to do, the relaxing, deep, meditative yoga, which is amazing and juicy, and we absolutely need to do. But I noticed my meditation practices were far more powerful when I moved a bit of the energy within my body and where I connected my intention, what I was trying to do with the energy space that I was working in. Now, if you've been in my classes for the last, 3 some odd years now, you know that I love chakras. I live by chakras. I teach from the chakras. And so if we are focusing this evening and for the next 4 weeks on our gut, it's important that we activate that space, that we connect our breath, our mind, our body within that space. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a Kundalini Yoga mantra that will liberate, it's known to liberate the yogi from whatever is blocking or holding him or her back. And what we're going to do is I'm going to play the mantra in the background. And from every time it says HUD, I want you to suck in the navel, bring in the belly button. You're going to keep the spine nice and long and straight. So make sure that you're seated. So if you're lying down watching this, come up seated. Come up seated and remove any flesh from underneath you. We always want the base of your spine grounded. And if it's uncomfortable for you to sit like this, you're welcome to grab a seat. That's fine. You're welcome to even sit on your knees. I even find myself sometimes sitting up here. As long as the spine is nice and long and straight. The shoulders are back. The belly button's just lightly sucked in, supporting the back of the spine. The shoulders are away from the ears, just barely pinching behind you. And the chin is in a nice straight line with the floor. It's not up here. It's not down below. It's nice and parallel with the floor. And what we're going to do is we're going to hear the mantra HUD, HUD. And what you're going to do is every time you hear that mantra, you're going to suck in the belly, HUD, HUD. And when you hear Mukande, you're going to let the belly go. Let it expand, let it go. And then coming back to HUD, HUD. Now, the only thing that's moving should be the belly, okay? The only thing that's moving is the belly. So when you suck in, you're energizing and you're lighting up that energy, that fire within the gut. Now, the cool thing is that HUD, when we chant that mantra, we're calling onto the energy. We're opening up that space, that energy of God. Now, when we say God, we mean this generating, organizing, destroying energy of any object. That's the energy we're calling onto. And God, the universe, divine, your higher self, the part of you that is connected to something bigger than you, that's got your back. That's the energy that we're drawing when we chant HUD, HUD. Mukande is this liberating aspect of thyself. So hear those words, feel those words, and let them resonate as truth to you. Call on that energy, and we'll do this chant for about 3 minutes. You can do it for 1 minute on your own, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, but we're just going to do it for about 3 minutes, and then we'll go right into our meditation. And then from there, continue on to our yoga practice. So are you ready? I sure hope so, because it's going to be amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and get into position, making sure that that spine is nice and long and straight. You are seated, and we're going to be playing the mantra. Close the eyes, and just for the first the first minute, just listen. Listen to the mantra, and then when you're ready, start to pump the navel and let it go. Let's do it. So just listen right here. Listen to the sounds, the mantra. Eyes are closed. Go. Hud, hud, mukande. Hud, hud, mukande. Hud, hud, mukande. Hud, hud, mukande. Let the belly go with mukande. Pump the navel with each hud. Waking up our fire. Waking up that courage. Activating that energy of confidence. Keep the eyes closed, focusing in the space between the brows. And even visualize this bright, warm yellow light. With each breath, with each pump, that energy getting brighter and brighter. Just a few more breaths here. Keep going. Move those blockages. What's keeping you from your confidence? Stay focused. You have all the power, all the will to let it go. Listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Take a deep breath in. Inhale and reach all the way up, bringing the thumb tips together to touch. Reach all the way up. Thumb tips together to touch, expanding the fingertips out wide, hands over the head. Reach up, inhale some more. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, reach up some more. Hold, hold, hold. Reach up, reach up. Inhale some more. Keeping the arms up, exhale out. Inhale one more time, reach up. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Hold the breath, hold the breath. Let that energy move through the body. Eyes are closed, expanding, reaching up like an antenna, bringing all that beautiful energy down, 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 down. Hold. And exhale. And as you exhale, let the hands fall down, opening up like the sun. And finally, on the top of the knees, letting this energy settle, keeping the eyes closed. Stay here for just a moment. Feel the changes, feel the power within. Eyes are closed. Beautiful. Good job, yogis. And now you're welcome to either stay seated here as we move on to our meditation, or you're welcome to come lying down on your mat, just like where we began at the beginning of class. And actually, you know what? Come lying down. We've been sitting down for quite some time, so lie down and rest. Take a little break. Relaxing your entire spine onto your mat, letting the feet flop towards the sides, letting the arms come down beside you, taking up some space. You're in your room, you're in your own space, so take up some space. In our yoga classes, sometimes we just keep ourselves in our mats. But here, expand. Feel your expansion. You deserve that space. Eyes are closed. Focus in the space between the brows and listen to my voice. With your spine nice and long and grounded, breathing into this space. Release any gripping, relax and settle into your bones. Give permission to ease into your body, guiding your awareness to your natural breathing. No controlling or judging, just using your natural breath to become familiar with your body, with your mind, and with your spirit. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your next deep breath, guide your attention to your natural breath. Use this breath to draw your energy towards your navel, your belly, your solar plexus chakra. With every breath, feel the warmth of an expanding yellow light that glows and grows with every breath, igniting your inner fire, your power, your confidence, and your will. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Fire is transformative, an element essential to turning metal ores into beautiful objects. Allow this fire within you to transform you, letting go of any insecurities, control, and burning away anything that no longer serves you. With intention, release. Release control and allow this light to spread out from the belly into all extremities, up and down the spine, transforming and cleansing every cell, every fiber of your being. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Throughout the rest of your practice, make a conscious choice to do what's best for you. Allow your intuition to guide you and strengthen your inner flame. Have confidence that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe into this space and just allow yourself to witness what happens when you trust your gut. When you trust your gut and surrender. Surrender. Breathe in. Open mouth, breathe out. And let go. Lovingly begin to bring movement by wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, stretching the arms up above you and pointing the toes further down below you. Guide yourself to slowly move your body towards the right side of the mat. Allowing your side body, the right side body, to be parallel in line with the right side of the mat. With our first posture, we move into banana pose, or also known as moon pose. We're going to start very light, very slow by stretching our side body. And so as you move towards the side edges of the mat, plant the palms onto your hips. Plant the palms onto your hips, mentally telling your hips to stay here. The only thing that's going to begin to move are your feet. As your feet start to move towards the left side of the mat, as far over as you can. If your hips start to lift, then go ahead and bring your feet back just a little bit, and then bring that right foot over the left, crossing your ankles. Once your foundation's in place, then you can begin to move your upper body now towards the left side. Bringing your body towards the left side as far over as you can. And again, if your hips start to lift, stop there. That's as far as you can go. And then reach the arms up above you, grab opposite elbows, or maybe even just clasp the palms. This is your side body stretch. So we're stretching from all the way from the IT band into the ribs, the sides of the belly, up into the armpits and the shoulders. Although it may not feel like you're doing much here, realize that it takes time to go deep, and that the little changes and the little shifts that may not seem much, as you do them little by little, breath by breath, they start to add up. And these big changes become much bigger, but yet they started out small. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Settle into this space. Let go. I accept and value myself exactly as I am. I accept and value myself exactly as I am. Find yourself wandering, try to observe the thoughts. Try to observe the thoughts from a distance as they come into your head, letting them pass through as easily as they entered. Use your breath as an anchor to bring you back to the present moment. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly guide your feet underneath your hips. Slowly guide your upper body back above the hips and find stillness here. Be still. It's important for us to find stillness between each posture. Notice what happens when you allow yourself to just be. Try not to react, try not to move, try not to wiggle. This is your opportunity to really strengthen that muscle of not reacting. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And now when you're ready, you're welcome to bend the knees, windshield wiper them by letting them fall to the left side, fall to the right. Stretch the arms up above you, point the toes further down below you, giving yourself a big spinal stretch once more, and preparing yourself to balance on the other side. So when you're ready now, do me a favor, guide your hips over now, your body, to the left side of the mat. Bringing yourself now over towards the left side of the mat, planting your palms onto your hips, mentally telling your hips to stay here, and then slowly moving your feet over now towards the right side of the mat, as far over as you can, until your hip just gently starts to lift. Go right back just a little bit where you were at before it started to lift. Lift that left foot over now, the right ankle, crossing the feet, stretching the side body, and then bringing your upper body over as well, creating that beautiful moon shape, banana shape within the body. When you feel that this is exactly where you're supposed to be, let your body know by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relax. Relax. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. Breathe. Take this moment of silence to just listen. Take this moment of silence to just be. Where's your breath? Stay with your breath. Notice where you go when things get quiet. When the world around you becomes still. Can you allow yourself to stay present in the moment with your breath? Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay here for a little longer. And when you're ready, once more, bring the feet directly underneath you, the upper body directly above the hips, the spine nice and neutral, taking that moment to pause. This is your rebound. Notice the importance of taking a moment to pause. What do you feel? What do you see? Now you may move. Now you're ready to move, to wiggle, to give the body exactly what it needs because you took the time to listen. So once more, bend the knees, let them fall to the left, let them fall to the right. Give yourself that big spinal stretch by reaching up above you, and then bring yourself back to center onto the mat. Bring yourself back to center. Now with this next posture, it's called snail pose, but there's baby steps to get there. And so I want you to take your time. In other yoga classes, you also hear it known as plow pose. So if you know what that is, you're welcome to go there. But for the rest of you yogis, you're welcome to take the baby steps to get there. Now, I forgot my block. So if you have a block, you're welcome to use your block. I highly recommend it for this posture. But if you don't have to worry. You can still get there. But the way we start is by allowing our feet to come up towards the sky, which you won't be able to see my feet, but you have an idea. You're going to have your feet come up towards the sky and have them nice and flexed so that the bottoms of the feet are parallel to the ceiling. This is your waterfall pose. You're welcome to just stay here. Now, if you want to go further into your posture and start to work towards that plow snail pose, I'm going to go down a little bit. What you'll do is you'll continue to flex your feet, and you'll slowly start to bring the feet as if they're starting to fall down behind the head. And naturally what will start to happen is that your hips will start to lift off the floor. This is where you can grab a block and place that block directly underneath you, keeping your hips elevated and up. Once you've found that this is a good foundation for you and you're ready to go further, then you can continue to bring the feet further and further back behind you, all the way until the hips come directly up above the shoulders. And with the yin yoga, we like to bend our knees here rather than activating any muscles. You'll bend your knees and let the knees fall towards the side so that you can really come into this snail posture. The hips are stacked right up onto the shoulders. The chin is just a little bit away from the chest. And the hands, you're welcome to clasp the hands behind you, shimmying your shoulders even more underneath you. Or you're welcome to place them onto the lower back, supporting the back of the spine, bringing your hips just a little bit further back behind you. This posture, you can be here. If you really truly allow yourself to relax and let go, you can be here for quite some time. Just breathing, squeezing and detoxing into the belly, changing the flow of the way that your body energetically works, bringing the blood flow down further into the head. Stay here, meet yourself wherever you're at, find confidence where you're at. And if you are in waterfall pose, you're going to feel a lot of activation in the core. So if you find yourself needing to bend your knees and bring your feet down, rather than doing that, can you use that energy and actually flex the feet and bring your feet further back behind you? Let the thighs rest onto the belly, squeezing into the belly. Breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out. I honor the power within me. I honor my inner strength. I honor my inner strength. Continue to breathe and continue to listen. This is your journey. Deep breath out. Slowly begin to unravel if you're all the way in that snail. Gently guiding your hips back down onto the mat. And then slowly bending the knees as you plant the palms of the feet onto the mat, finding stillness here. Be still. Feel the shifts. Feel the movement within the stillness. Let that energy move you. Inhale. And with that exhale, bring any organic movement that your body now needs. Stretch the legs out. Bend the knees once more. Let them fall to the left, to the right. Arms come up above you. Bringing the knees now into the chest this time. Wrapping the arms around the knees. Rocking up and down the knees. Rocking up and, not down the knees. Rocking up and down the spine. And then using this movement to bring you up to seated. And as you come up to seated, let the legs stretch out long in front of you. Let the legs stretch out nice and long in front of you, flexing the feet. There, now you can see my feet. The spine is nice and long as we are getting ready to now go into our next posture, caterpillar pose. You want to remove any flesh from underneath you, always making sure that the spine is grounded and nice and long. The shoulders are back, the eyes are closed, the chin is nice and parallel to the floor. You take a moment to come back to your intention. Reflect on the goals that you have created, the goals that you already achieved. Breathing into that space of confidence, continuing to light that fire and letting that energy move through you, cleansing and healing, cleansing and healing. On your next breath takes your arms all the way up to the sky, reaching your arms all the way up, spreading the fingertips wide and letting the head fall back to open up the throat to your place of truth. Your place of truth and authenticity. Deep breath in again takes you up, lifting off from the hips and letting yourself fall forward. Letting that exhale then fall forward, squeezing into the belly, letting that exhale continue to draw you down to where the forehead can either rest in between the knees, or if you have that block, you can put that block in between the knees and rest the forehead there. The hands, as your hands reach forward, just let them fall towards whichever part of the sides of the feet it falls. We don't want to continue to stretch and pull and activate any muscles. We're really focusing on the deep tissues. So let yourself rest here. Let yourself go. And if you find a hard time being able to come forward and you're stuck right here, try rolling from the hips, as if you're rolling yourself forward from the hip space, not so much from the upper back. Bringing yourself forward, hinging from the hips, and allowing yourself to go even further and resting yourself onto your belly, onto the top of the thighs. Squeezing into the belly, really detoxing and removing any blockages that are there. What's keeping you from your confidence? What's keeping you from your courage? Go there. Breathe into that space. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I am grateful for the ones that have burned me and helped me light my fire. I am grateful for the ones that have burned me and helped me light my fire. extremities, up and down the spine, transforming and cleansing every cell, every fiber of your being. Breathe. Just a few more breaths here. See if you can go a little bit deeper. See if you can go a little bit deeper. Removing any blockages. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now listen to my voice. As you come out of this posture, move as slow as possible. As slow as that snail that you were just in. Mindfully, intentionally stacking each vertebrae of the spine with every breath. Taking little moments to pause as you slowly come up. Breath by breath, vertebrae by vertebrae, the head is the last to come up. And as you complete yourself coming all the way back up to a neutral, strong spine, shoulders are back, the chin is parallel to the floor. The eyes are closed. The palms are gently resting onto the mat. And you're finding that moment of stillness. Breathing into this space. Feeling the expansion. Exhale out. Inhale in. Open mouth. Exhale it out again. Move when you're ready. Slow movements if you'd like. Bending the knees. Letting them fall to the left, to the right. Planting the palms behind you. Keeping the feet planted onto the mat, lift the hips up towards the sky, coming into reverse tabletop. You're even welcome to let the head fall back, opening up the throat once more, shimmying the hips from side to side, left and right, and then bringing yourself back down. Bringing yourself back down, preparing yourself to come to our next posture, which is called half butterfly pose. So what we want to do is we want to now face the wide edge of the mat. Face the wide edge of the mat so that you can go ahead and come into first what's called a straddle. I like to sit off my mat just a little bit so that my heels are actually on the mat more, because you want a little bit more cushion for your heels so that they don't hurt. So you're letting the feet come out as wide as you can, removing any flesh from underneath you. Removing any flesh from underneath you so that your spine again is nice and long so that that energy can move up and down the spine. Let's start first by bending the right knee. We bend the right knee and bring that right foot into the inner part of the thigh, of the left thigh. Now remember, twisting is important when it comes to working on our belly, working on our gut so that we can wring out and squeeze out any toxicities, anything that's no longer serving us. Detoxing, cleansing. So let's go there. Take a deep breath in and reach up towards the sky, letting the head fall back, reaching up with your breath, inhaling up, 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 reach for those goals. Another breath in. And with a beautiful exhale, begin to twist towards the left side body and continue that exhale as you fall towards the left feet. Falling towards the left feet, squeezing into the belly, letting the forehead rest onto the knee if you'd like, or grab that block and rest the forehead onto the block. If you're again not quite there, you're welcome to bend the knee and rest the forehead on the knee. And with time, as you breathe here, because in yin yoga, we're in these postures for a particular amount of time. Why? Because we realize it takes time to go deep. So be patient. Have a little grace as you breathe and you meet your body where you're at. And just notice that with time, you may start to just little by little, the feet starts to move further down to the point where you finally come all the way down. Feeling that nice side body stretch within the lower back, within the back of the rib cage, the side of the heart, as well as squeezing into the belly, wringing out that belly, and taking those deep breaths. Repeat this to yourself. I am my own person. I am my own person. I choose how to think and how to behave. I choose how to think and how to behave. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. breaths here, staying here. And once more, slowly, just like you did with the last posture, gently and mindfully stacking each vertebrae of the spine, taking your time here. We're not in a hurry. I like to come up onto my fingertips and use the strength of my fingertips to slowly guide myself all the way up. Keeping my legs where they are, bringing my spine back to neutral. And once more, you know where to go. Taking that moment to pause, to be. In life, we move so quickly through things. We don't take time to just pause. We move from one chapter to the next, never reflecting. Right here, right now, you are strengthening that muscle of being able to intentionally stop, reflect, acknowledge what you have done. There's so much to be learned here and so much to be appreciated. Don't miss that opportunity. Inhale, exhale. Bring the feet together. Go ahead, if you like, you can do a little bit of a butterfly here. Let the feet come out wide, come out down in front of you, stretching the toes. Whatever movement you need, now knowing that you're going to go to the other side. So if it's bending the knees and coming into that reverse tabletop again, planting the palms of the feet, the palms of the hand onto the mat and lifting up your hips. Do whatever you need to do to then come to back to that straddle posture. Bending that left knee, removing any flesh from underneath you. Straightening that spine, deep breath in, reaches the arms up, stretching up, letting the head fall back. Another deep breath in allows you to go up even further. And that exhale, twisting you over towards the right side and continuing that exhale as you reach towards the right feet. And letting your head go. Letting your head go so that your forehead comes towards that right knee. You're welcome to flutter the lips, as this will release the jaw and it'll even release the back of the neck. Breathe here once more, squeezing into the belly, focusing on detoxing and cleansing. Detoxing and cleansing. For some of us, our courage, our confidence has been blocked. We've lived in so much fear and so much doubt. Why? What's there? Can you breathe into that space? See what that is and use that fire to burn it away. Transform it. Transform it into something that you can use for energy, for strength, for power. Inhale. Exhale. You are not alone. Although the silence sometimes may be more uncomfortable than the postures, it's important to find these opportunities to be still, to be quiet. The silence is our powerful tool. Use it. Use it to help you learn more so that you can grow. Breathe in. Breathe out. Continue to stay here and explore. Just a few more breaths. Allow yourself to go deeper. Deep breath out. Once more, slowly unravel. Slowly unravel as you guide yourself back up. Back up to your neutral, strong spine. Finding stillness. I release judgment of others and myself. I release judgment of others and myself. Inhale. Exhale. Freely move, bringing the legs back together. Using this movement to bring you back to where you began as you faced alongside the shorter side edge of the mat, and then guiding yourself onto your belly. Now as you come onto your belly for our final posture before Shavasana, we want to make sure first that your palms are planted underneath your shoulders, because what we're going to do is called a Sphinx pose. And the Sphinx pose is like doing a little back bend. And what that does is it helps strengthen the spine, flex the spine, and it really helps stretches the belly. And that's what we want to do. But not only are we stretching the belly, we have to remember that this is our lion. And the lion has a lot of heart. And what Sphinx pose does, it opens up your heart. So as you come lying down flat on your belly, you're welcome to bring the big toes together to touch. They're lying flat on the floor. The top of the toenails are flat on the mat. The palms start directly underneath your shoulders. And then as you lift your upper body up, the palms start to move forward. Once the elbows are directly underneath the shoulders, that's where you stop. Now I've noticed some yogis, they still are hinging forward, then continue to move the elbows forward to the point where your chest is fully lifted, your heart is fully opened. If you need to, you can point your palms towards the side edges of the mat so that your shoulders open up even more and the shoulder blades behind you begin to touch just ever so lightly. The eyes are closed. The eyes are closed and focus in between the brows. We breathe here. We breathe here. repeating to ourselves, I deserve all the prosperity, joy, respect, and love that comes my way. I deserve all the prosperity, joy, respect, and love that comes my way. Deep breath in, deep breath out. That we cannot control. There are things in our lives that we cannot change. But we do have the power. We do have the strength to choose what happens from here on out. Conjure up your courage, your will, to make a difference and change what's necessary within your life to move forward and take action. Shining light, guide my life. Shining light, guide my life. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly, gently bring your forehead down to the mat or on the back of the palms of the hands, resting your third eye, your inner wisdom, grounded into the present moment. Breathing here. Breathing here. And when you're ready, slowly, gently, bend the knees, windshield wiper them, or you're welcome to come up to all fours, taking a few cat-cows, inhaling up, and exhaling, bringing your chin to the chest, just gently flexing the spine, doing any last movements, any last wiggles that you need to find yourself in Shavasana, the most important posture of every single yoga class. This is your time to take in all the benefits of all the hard work that you've done. So let's do that. As you come lying down flat, resting your entire spine, grounding your entire spine onto the mat, you tuck the tailbone under, you let the feet flop out towards the side edges of the mat. The arms rest towards the side body, facing up, the palms to receive or down to ground. The chin is slightly towards the chest, connecting your entire spine onto the mat, grounded, firm, stable. Closing the eyes, focusing in the space between the brows. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And one more time, another deep breath in. Hold the breath. Send the breath throughout the entire body once more, cleansing and healing, cleansing and healing. And open mouth, exhale it all out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Gently, lovingly, begin to bring yourself back to the present moment, back to your body by taking a big breath in, big breath out. And with each breath, letting just little movement, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, stretching the arms again up above you, pointing the feet further down below you. And with your biggest breath yet, guiding the knees into your chest, rocking up and down the spine, and taking a moment to pause. Give yourself a big hug, a big squeeze of gratitude, thanking yourself for taking the time to recharge, to refocus, preparing yourself for this wonderful, expansive, fiery, new opportunities that are coming your way. And now rock back up and down the spine and use this movement to bring you up to seated. Bringing you up to seated, removing again any flesh from underneath you, activating your strong core by gently sucking in the belly button, opening up your beautiful heart by rolling the shoulders back, gently pinching the shoulder blades behind you. The chin is nice and parallel once more. The eyes are close, focused in the space between the brows. Take a moment to just reflect here. On your next breath, guide the palms together, rubbing the palms together, activating your healing hands, energizing the body, bringing warmth back to the body. And then find stillness as you bring the palms to the heart center. Bring the palms to heart center. With every class, we end with the universal sound of Om. It is a short ah and a long Om. As you finish out the Om sound, seal your lips and smile, and feel the humming vibration travel from the heart center up into the throat, activating your truth, into the space between the brows, connecting to your intuition, and out the crown of your head, right into your divine. I invite you to chant with me as we finish this class by chanting it 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Inhale for Om. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale the palms to the third eye space, the seat of your intuition. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Leo new moon. Have a wonderful, wonderful several weeks watching all of your manifestations and all of your dreams come true. Blessings. Namaste. We did it. We did it. Yay. We did it. It's 12:30 at night here, here in Gilbert, Arizona. So we are definitely already into the new moon energy. Thank you so much, yogis, for joining. I'm going to now hopefully go to bed and edit the rest of this so that you guys can experience a wonderful, beautiful class. Continue to join us as we will be back here again in 2 weeks. On August 20th, I will be teaching a in-person class again over at the Get Group Fit Studio here in Gilbert, Arizona. That's $30 to come join us. Space is limited. It's a big space, but we tend to fill up pretty fast. So if you can register right away over at Venmo. You can find me at Move Yoga Life or Zelle or PayPal. You can use my email move.yogalife@gmail.com. And we'll get back together here again to enjoy and become aware of what this full moon is going to try to teach us. The full moon is different than the new moon. The full moon comes with a big bright light shining on the things that we've kept in the dark. We realized that 2 weeks prior tonight, we planted some seeds, and for whatever reason, there's some things that are still blocking us. We're still working on our confidence and our courage and the things that we're trying to manifest, but for whatever reason, there's a block. And this full moon comes with an intention to show you what that is, with specifics, with a particular chakra. And this one is going to be of your crown. And we did this actually the last month, which is interesting. We normally don't get double of the same full moons, but that tells us that our crown, our energy that connects us to our higher power, something beyond ourselves, is going to be very important, so much so that we're going to have to experience it again. The seed was planted at the last full moon. The energy, the awareness of knowing that we here, there's something bigger than us that's guiding us, that's looking over us. And if we're going to succeed and move forward and continue to work on ourselves and manifest the things that we want to manifest, then we're going to have to connect to that space, and we're going to have to ask ourselves some very important questions. So when we meet at the full moon, we'll be asking those questions, 5 to 6 specific questions on why. Why do we need to connect to something bigger? God, universe, divine. What does that mean? What does that look like? And then our postures, our yoga class will be about connecting to that space mentally, physically, spiritually, with our affirmations, with our postures, and our intentions. So please come join us August 20th in person. And then for you at home, I will be having that class available to you online, most likely via YouTube through a private link for you to watch probably on the 21st, hopefully before the 22nd. I like to get that to you here on the weekends. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. And if you do online, that is $20. $20 to be able to get the video, for you to get the full moon sheet worksheets, because we will have some worksheets to work on. And what else? I think that's it. So if you have any more questions, please reach out to me. Move Yoga Life, Facebook, Instagram. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. I love you all. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you.